Welcome back to Full Circle Thursday edition of the Shazmeen Bank here. We're talking about the consequences of overgiving in a relationship, and there's a difference between overgiving and being generous. And we've also figured out that you need to pour in to yourself, and that love is not from the other person. Love is in every beautiful thing, but you need to be able to see it. So if you see love unidirectional, that I'm gonna get it from Shazmeen. If it's not Shazmeen, there's nobody else who can give me love. Then when Shazmeen decides that you are not the one for them, then now you feel like you've lost everything else. How do I then pick myself up after realizing that I've been an overgiver and I need to do better about myself? What do I do to just walk the journey of healing and loving me and filling me up?
Okay, that's such a beautiful question. And I would say start spiritually, not start spiritually with religion.
Okay.
Start spiritually with yourself, connecting to the soul that nobody ever really talks about, which is going within, which means if I need to find or make a little part of my apartment or my house or wherever it is that I'm living, a small part of it that when I see it, I can sit, and in that place I can put a little music on, even if it's 3 to 4 to 5 minutes where I just go within, I can sit and put my hand on my heart. I will breathe in and thank every part of me for being able to be there for me. I will thank my legs for waking up every morning and giving me energy. I thank my heart for being able to beat over 700,000 times a day for me without even telling it to do so.
Yeah.
I'll thank my mind. I'll probably go into my body and say, thank you for just even keeping me alive, and I've never even recognized you are me and you do that for me.
That is so powerful,
It
Shaz.
is so powerful.
We're quick to thank other people and other
Yes.
things and our employers
Yes.
and our friends, but we never look right in and be like, thank you.
Exactly, my eyes.
Yes.
I mean, you allow me to see such a beautiful world. I almost feel that if I don't thank all of you, I need to let all of you know how much I love and appreciate you. And so I would say start spiritually. Make a beautiful place in your room, anywhere that when you just see it, it sort of feels this is the place that mentally pushes me to just come back to myself. I'd then say, look at a hobby that you love, something that you feel, whatever it is that I do, just makes me super happy and allows me to connect with like-minded people in the same place. And then maybe pick up a beautiful book that you could read, pick up a highlighter so you actually get involved in the book as you're reading it. I'd say, look at your friends again. Can you go out with different friends that benefit you in a beautiful way?
Yeah.
Not friends that bring you down, but friends you can reconnect with, you can grow with. Put yourself in an environment where you completely become a student. So what course could I do? Who could I meet in my life where suddenly I'm just this student and I'm willing to learn mentally, emotionally, in whatever way? And it's not hard anymore because you can go onto YouTube. There's so many different apps. There's a beautiful app for anyone looking. It's actually called Mind Valley.
Mind Valley.
Literally, it is that.
So Mendika notes. Mind Valley
Yes.
is the app you should be looking out for, and let us know how it goes. So,
So it's this beautiful app that literally has almost everything. You want to grow financially, it's got the best minds in that area. You want to grow mentally, the best minds. You want to get into like that beginning of that spiritual journey, which is just with myself.
Yeah.
It's probably got one of the best apps which taught me how to be able to meditate. I looked at the meditation world as daunting, as I have to like blur out noise, I have to
Isn't
stop
that how it
thinking.
works?
No.
really?
No.
I can't stop thinking when I try. I'm just thinking, you haven't read out your arrow for tomorrow.
Exactly. But it's the ability to be so present to those thoughts
Okay.
that at some point you learn to find stillness in your thoughts.
Okay.
But this app was incredible because now I feel I've almost been doing meditation for a year, and I feel if I don't experience that during some point of my day, I almost feel like it's like you can't breathe. It's almost like you've got to journal thoughts out and get things out of your head, but there's a connection you have when you just come back to you. It's a gift I don't know how to explain to people. If you could give a gift to yourself,
then this would be it.
It would be to take time out and journey back into who you are, because we forget that there's this whole world we live for. Probably 80% of it makes up relationships, because that's what we're born for. We're born to find somebody, to love someone, to give to somebody. But we forget the first relationship that we have to do that with is not even ourselves, but the essence of ourselves. What am I born here to do? What footprints do I leave on earth that I want someone by my side to leave the same footprints with? So you're never in a relationship almost feeling I walk alone and I see my own footprints. But sometimes there's one set because my partner's carrying me, and the other times there's two of us because we're walking together. So it's for couples to also be able to realize, you know, maybe I could do something together. Maybe it's soul searching for the two of us together. So it's finding this deep, beautiful part of who you are, and then you find a spouse or you find a partner that understands all of that, that sees you are so whole, you are so complete, that, you know what, whatever you give me is almost this beautiful gift. And then what I give you, I feel is like a cherished gift back. So you're never left drained. It's not the consequence then of giving. It's the consequence of finding yourself so beautifully that you want to give somebody.
Okay, so that's the very first part that we should begin, begin spiritually. Then where do we go next from that?
Then look for a beautiful hobby you can get into.
Yes.
Look for the beautiful friends you can connect with. Look for the family that maybe, you know, you can get into a beautiful space with, and not the family you get into space with where I'm still the one giving or I'm the fixer. Because there's so many people that feel in family dynamics, I tend to be the fixer of all these situations. It's learning how to be in family environments, in friend environments, where you have a beautiful boundary of, no, I'm not able to do that. No, I'm aware, I can see where the situation's going. And the instinct in me, the previous habit of me was to give, was to solve, was to fix. Because at some point, then I get love back. But I'm going to be so aware of the pattern that I'm going to take a pause, I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to say, this dynamic can solve itself without me. I'm here to be able to take from my family and friends in a beautiful way. I'm also in an environment where I can take positively. So put yourself in places where you're so aware. You're aware of your habit as a giver, because you're reconditioning yourself all over again to be somebody that if I'm taking, that's not selfish. If I'm taking, that's beautiful. I learn new things from other people in my life as well.
And I like that you keep saying this all the time, because we've grown up or we've been told over and over that you have to put others before you. So you put people before you and you put everyone else before you. So at the end of the day, you forget about who you are and how to give yourself. Because in giving ourselves, then we'll be told you're selfish. And then also giving yourself takes a lot. Choosing yourself also takes a lot from you to be able to be like, I am convincing myself that I'm doing this for myself and I deserve it.
And who has time to give themselves? We have so much time to give other people because you feel immediate love. You feel immediate gratification. But no one's ever taught us that when you give yourself love, notice the feelings that come up for you. They're more stronger, they're more powerful. We're not aware of that. We're aware of instant gratification, instant reward, but we don't realize that can come from within as well. So it's looking for anyone who feels I'm a giver. How can I put myself in a situation now where I draw beautiful boundaries around myself, where I still maintain being a giver, but not as a toxic enabler, but as somebody that's a giver to serve. There's a big difference with that. I'm giving to raise other people's energies beautifully because I know what that means for me. I'm giving love to somebody because I know what love means to me. So I'm almost giving from a cup that I understand. I'm not giving to hopefully fill a cup and then feel empty, lonely, and drained at the end of the day.
And even as givers, most of the time, we talked about relationships and marriages a lot, but you can give to other people as well. You can give to the less fortunate. You can spend your energies, your love, your care to orphans at an orphanage, it's not
Yes.
necessarily supposed to just be directed towards this one person. But I think we cannot realize that if we do not give to ourselves to be able to be aware of other places where we can spread and share this love.
And that's why so many people that find a beautiful hobby, you end up getting passionate about the hobby, but then you can look for almost what's the gap or the niche in the market that I can use my hobby to give as a gift.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting anything in return. So for example, if you love wildlife,
Yes.
now you give back to wildlife. You feed the animals, you go on trips where you can do things for them. If you have a hobby where it's just, normal photography of people, offer the service beautifully. I want to make
Yeah.
your wedding beautiful. I just want to photograph you guys as a gift back. So you find how your hobby could become of service. But the ultimate, obviously, in life is to be able to contribute. So we all have these 6 human needs. 2 of them, which are spiritual, is growth and contribution. And it ends up being, how can I contribute to everyone around me, because I am so full. And when I'm so full, I'm radiating more people not wanting to come take, but more people wanting to also come give in that same energy, so we all overflow together.
It's so weird you're talking about wildlife. The next conversation I'm having is and I'm just looking at you wondering, Shaz, do you know?
You see, when you
What
get
you
into
told?
the essence of your spirit, you intuitively pick up.
So we're going to be talking about wildlife in the next one. But I'm looking at the dynamic of friendships, groups of friends, where you always feel like you're the one person, even in the setup of the groups where they'll be like, if you need anything, Mukali will always come
Yes.
through for you.
Yes.
She's always going to be there for you. She will, she never lets us down. She's the glue to this relationship and all of that. There's a bad end to that as well.
Yes, and it's sometimes now letting them down, dealing with the pain you will feel of, will they not like me? Will I lose my friends? Am I rejected? You are dealing more with the withdrawal of telling somebody no, and getting used to that and understanding what's going on inside of me.
Yeah.
I suddenly have a bit of time. Could I watch a movie? Could I read a book? Could I go for a walk? Should I join that gym? Wow, saying no was powerful, because then my right friends will realize they sorted it out. And sometimes, because you're the only person in the relationship feeling I'm just the giver,
Yeah.
your friends go on with, oh, she couldn't do that. She couldn't make it. Okay, who else could fill space?
They moved on.
Yes, way before you do.
Yeah.
And so it's for you to be able to realize right now, what relationships in my life am I giving too much to? What is the cost of it? How can I slow down and put some boundaries around those areas? It's okay for me to have needs. So how do I tell different people in different relationships I need some things fulfilled back as well? What relationships don't need to be said that to, but just need to gently drift off on their own? And then it's to be able to now look at all the scenarios in your life.
Okay.
What areas completely, mentally, where am I giving too much? Verbally, where am I giving too much? Because am
Yeah.
I the solver of too many situations? Physically, my time, where am I giving too much? How do I take it back more for who I am? And there's nothing wrong with it.
So it's okay to say no.
Because the ultimate is to be able to contribute at a higher level. So you're not stopping to be a giver, to be selfish and become miserable on your own.
No.
You are stopping to be a giver in a toxic environment, to learn you enable certain situations, to move into a place where you can be of better service because you've realized a pattern you have. So now you will notice it in friends and family around you, so you can help them to be able to realize it. So you're eventually this beautiful ripple effect of contribution. But it starts with your self-awareness. But the biggest trick when you're coming out of a situation as a giver is to always be aware. Be aware of how you feel. Be aware of what triggers you to feel that way. Be aware of, is there a trigger happening in me right now, feeling abandoned and rejected, that I almost need to correct immediately? I need to just go give love so somebody can make me feel wanted. So pause and recognize, what are the emotions and feelings that are going on within me, and how can I solve them myself? do I need to breathe? What do I need to say to myself? What do I need to remind myself of? Because every situation, everyone else tends to move away.
Yeah.
Everyone grows and continues. I'm the one consistently left looking for someone to just keep watering me.
Oh, goodness. So for people pleasers, no is a complete sentence. For the good reasons.
But it's how also you
It's
say
how
the
you
no.
say it. So it's like, I will not do it. I can't. Well, you can. If
So,
you
so
can't do
may,
it, you
may-
can't.
maybe I love the option of that, but I don't think I'd be available tomorrow. I think
Okay.
tomorrow I've just got to do a couple of things for myself. How about next week? Next week sounds better for me. How about next week, Thursday, on my terms? Would that be okay for you? Thursday's not good. Is Friday better? Great. We're both happy.
Because you end up doing some things that you just said yes to, and then you said yes, it's already here, and you're feeling, oh my God,
I'm drained.
I don't want to do it. I don't have
Yes.
the energy. I do not have the enthusiasm to show up and smile because I am not in the space for smiling. But then what happens? You show up, and then
Drain.
you're drained. You just can't wait for it to be over. So even after you've done the fake smiles, on your way home, now you are dead.
Yes, because you finally took that mask,
Mask
off,
off.
and now you are just who you are, but you feel who you are is negative. You're not realizing I'm drained. What does that mean? Does that
Yeah.
mean I need to say no to a couple of events, situations, and people? We don't realize that. We feel drained. We feel I need to top up on an electrolyte. I need to top up on vitamins.
No,
something's
you need to
wrong.
choose you.
Exactly. Exactly.
No electrolytes. You just need to say yes to yourself.
Yes.
And I think this happens to me a lot when I am invited to events. I'll be like, just show up. And I'll probably go ahead and make an outfit for the event because they need that. And then I'll be like, that's my money. And then on the day, I'll be like, do I really have to?
Yeah.
Who do I even know who's going there, who I'm going to hang out with? What will I do when I get there?
And it's to choose what would I do alternatively.
So I choose me. And I'll be
Yes.
like, I'm sorry. But then again, what happens in that situation is I'll probably not say that, no, I will not be able to make it. I'll feel the need to say, I'm so sorry. You see, something came up. And now, so I'm giving an excuse as to why I'm not saying an absolute no, I will not be able to make it. And that should be enough.
And it should be able to say, I have had the longest week.
Yes.
I hope you appreciate how much I worked during the week, that I actually chose this Saturday to take the tiniest window out for myself. But I am going to follow you guys on social media. I'm going to cheer you guys on. But this Saturday, guys, this Saturday, I have to take for me. Who would ever say no to that?
They wouldn't say no. They'll just be like, we want to invite her for the next one. Which is okay.
You better recognize, because that event as well, I'm going to be choosing myself in a hot tub with a great series, and I got me always.
So you have a way out for yourself, okay? You have a way out for yourself, and our time is up. Boss, our time is up, right? Okay, cool. Our time is up, Shaz. Parting short, social media.
Okay, parting shot would be, if you are a giver, there's nothing wrong with knowing that you were a beautiful giver, but it's being able to choose yourself first and the right relationships that value the giving you have and want to fill you back up. You can reach me on Instagram at Being Real, drop into my DM so we can talk. I'm always there for you. And Twitter, Bank Shazmeen.
Yeah, the TT one is
Yeah.
new. Every time you say it, I'm just like,
I realized I forgot the at Bank Shazmeen.
you forgot the real now.
No, I did at Being Real Now.
No,
I did.
no.
I said Instagram at Being Real Now. Didn't I? So you can catch me on Instagram at Being Real Now and Twitter at Bank Shazmeen.
And we're going to take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. So don't touch that dial. This is Full Circle with Mikali.